All right, welcome. Let's get right into some information here today. I want to talk about something stupid that too many networkers are doing. This is TNG classes, session number 6. I call this stupid networking. Stupid networking. And in order to really bring this home for you, because as always, I want you to get value from the TNG classes. That's one of the reasons that I started doing them. Is I don't want to waste your time. I really want to get down to the nuggets, to the nuts and bolts of what helps people be successful in this industry. Look, I'm not here to brag. I don't like to show checks or show money or show production. Sometimes I'll be doing a video and I'll be browsing through my downline, and then I realize, somebody's information could have got out there. And it's not an intention of mine. It's sometimes me just trying to say to you guys, look, I know what I'm doing. Here's some evidence, but then it backfires, right? People's information gets out there, or let's say that I show a check and it's a large amount of money. Now people expect that when they sign up with you, if they don't make the same amount of money in a certain amount of time, that either you're not telling them something, or you lied to them, you withheld something from them, or just that they could never do it, right? That you're some superhuman and there's no way possible for them to get the same or better results. So I try to avoid it. And in the meanwhile, what I've been doing for those who have been watching the channel is I've been trying my best to give you some real value, to give you some nuggets, to give you some insights. And look, I know I've helped, several people. They've come and gone. And sometimes people come for a short period of time. If you're a leader, please understand that people are going to come and go from your organizations too. And it's not a reflection on you, not always, but you should be growing at all times, and you should allow those experiences to grow you. And so some of what I'm going to be speaking about here today comes from experience. It comes from a place of actually seeing what networkers are doing, and my experiences of really trying to help networkers. Okay. So I want to get into it. Give you some background here. Okay. In 2013, I actually wrote a blog post about how I'm not a fan of MLM people right now. Okay. And look, no, this is not a tricky headline. When I joined a company that I was in at the time, I shared privately with a handful of people that I've really grown tired of people in MLM. It's true. Most people who are in MLM today started getting on my nerves a long time ago. Now, what I call this, you guys, this is called transparency. This is me keeping it real with all of you. Okay. And I'm going to explain something here in just a moment. Back in 2010, I actually put together a training. This is a nice little blog post. I'm going to go in and update this a little bit later on, matter of fact, now that I see some things. Because what's interesting is that I've learned a lot since I joined that company I named. It was a SEO training company. It gave me a lot of skills, learned some new stuff. Pretty awesome. It might be a great time to really tie some of that in. So look for this traffic to grow and some more exciting content to be added to this. I might even link this to a future video, because this could go a real long way. Okay. but yeah, there are several reasons listed in this article about why network marketers were getting on my nerves. And we're not going to talk about all of that right now in terms of just the issues with the edification and the lack of respect. This I want to go right to for y'all. But it really comes down to networking. Okay, it really and truly comes down to how network marketers are approaching what it is that we do for a living. Now, as this is loading up, I have a couple of comments. Okay, first and foremost, this isn't actually the most up-to-date web design layout. It is 2015, and this web design, a lot of this stuff actually is 2010ish. So more updates will be forthcoming to this page. And yet, that's again one of the reasons that network marketers are really getting on my nerves is because we're not really thinking like business people. That's not exactly the whole point of this video, but we're not thinking like business people. We don't come here, get information, take notes, and evaluate ourselves and our performances. And just to be frank, that's pretty stupid. You know what I'm saying? The majority of us in our society were not trained for network marketing. We were trained for a job. So regardless of what your background is, if you're struggling with basic things like sponsoring people, getting a check, right? Basic network marketing challenges, then you need to stop for a moment and realize that you really don't know what you're doing. I mean, again, someone shouldn't have to tell you that. But the fact that there's so many networkers that need to be told that, it's a little bothersome. Okay. But let's get into the real nuts and bolts of this presentation here today and this talk in this class here today. It really relates back to social networking for money. Now, again, this is something I put up in 2010. And I've helped a lot of people and have attempted to help a lot of people since with their usage of social networks. And it never fails. When I get to the part about teaching people to visit other people's pages, read what other people post, and leave comments on their page that are relevant to what they posted about, it never fails. People are sort of like, nah, I don't want to do all that. I don't have time for all of that. I'm really not that interested in other people. This is what they're saying without realizing that this is what they're saying. And yet, people want others to be interested in them. People want others to come to their page and read what they post. People want others to come to their page and comment on what they post. But they don't want to do this for anybody else. That's stupid. Okay? Look, I'm not here to beat around the bush or to sugarcoat anything. I want to be real and I want to be honest and I want to be helpful. Some of you out there, you're networkers and you're not networking, which in my mind is stupid. Because how are you going to be a networker who doesn't network? Explain it to me. You know, there are far too many people in the MLM industry who haven't met a new person in 5 years. They've been around the industry for 7. They're still talking to the same people that told them no 7 years ago. Every time they quit and join a new opportunity, they're going right back to those same folks. Rather than meeting other people, going out and actually using social networks to meet new people. And to me, that's stupid. You know, so many networkers, again, I was talking about the lack of respect in the industry in that blog post I had showed you. There's no real respect. It's like, okay, so-and-so is a network marketer, so I'm just going to shove my link down their face. And I'll talk to this person if they sign up in my network marketing company. Or I'm going to write an ebook and shove this ebook down my upline's throat. And if my upline doesn't sign off on my ebook, my upline sucks. Or I'm just going to post about my opportunity all day and night on my social media. And if no one buys anything from me, then people suck. And this is what I'm talking about. There's too many network marketers who are doing stuff like this, and it's all stupid. None of these things that so many of you are doing is what it takes to make money. Posting on your social media all day is not going to ensure that anyone else sees what you've posted. You have to network. You have to do something so that people will see you. If you're not going to other people's pages and leaving comments and whatnot, no one is ever coming to yours. And let me talk about that for a moment, because again, I see too many people doing stupid stuff in this area too. So you'll break down with a bad attitude and say, okay, I'll go do it. I'll go leave comments on other people's pages. And what do? You leave one-word comments. You leave comments that really don't give any insight into how you feel about what that person just posted. Like, do you agree? Do you disagree? Is this something that, you know, that you want to talk about more because you've been researching it? Is this something that you're interested in? Look, so sometimes if a person posts something you disagree with, sometimes it's best not to comment. But what happens when people post stuff that you like, that you do agree with, that reminds you of something that you're fond of? Why not take a moment to tell that person, hey, I like this. I really like this, and here's why I like it. My mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, auntie, uncle, they liked it too. Because that little post could turn into a conversation piece. And that conversation piece could blossom into a friendship. And it could grow to the point where now they want to know more about you and what you're into because you took the time to be interested in them. Now, can this also mean that you take time to be interested in people and they never take time to be interested in you? Yeah, of course. Which is why you should be getting to know enough people to where you eventually find those that are interested in you. And that's what I mean, you guys. I've done nothing but describe networking. Yet there are so many networkers who are not networking. Look, when people contact me, I have conversations with them. I ask questions, and what I always notice is people give guarded answers, especially networkers. And this is odd to me. You're a networker. Why are you guarding your answers? What are you hiding? And these same people don't realize that this is what they're doing with others that they're talking to. This is the reason no one wants to talk to them or want to do business with them, because they're not open, they're not friendly, they're not social. So whether we're talking about the people who are so self-centered that they post stuff day and night and never go to anyone else's page and then get mad that no one's come to their page, or the people who go to people's pages, they comment and stuff, and then they leave one word comments, right? They're doing a bunch of uninteresting, non-social things, but then turn around and blame the industry. They blame their upline. They blame so look, take the time to make sure that you're not doing stupid networking. Watch this video, Social Networking for Money. There are 5 tips. Write them down and then apply them. Go to work on them. You know, some of this stuff you may see it and say, yeah, I know this stuff, but are you doing it? Because if you know this stuff but you're not doing it, you don't really know it. Make sure you know what you're doing, all right? Networking is about getting to know other people. You should always be growing and expanding your list of names, people that you know, people that you're having conversations with about business. This should continue to expand for you, because not everyone you talk to is going to be a good fit. Not everyone that you talk to is going to be interested in anything else. So you need to continue talking to people. And sometimes people just won't be interested right now. So if you actually take the time to talk to someone now and find out that they're not a good fit for your network marketing company now, but you continue to talk to them, 6 months later, they might be ready. They might be looking for an opportunity. Circumstances in life may have changed. But if you're not networking, you won't know. If you're not valuing relationships, you won't know. See, look, even I burn bridges, so I'm not going to tell you never to burn yours. I simply try to be careful about which bridges I burn. So if I've been dealing with somebody for several months or even several years, and I'm noticing that the relationship is not reciprocal, meaning I check in on them, I see how they're doing, I'm visiting their page, I'm commenting on stuff that they're sharing, but they're never coming back my way. They're never returning it. After a while, I burn that bridge. I cut that person loose. After a while. Okay, if I sense that a person is too self-centered, I cut them loose. And while networking, that's the one thing I see time and time again, is that there are a lot of networkers who are selfish. And that's funny to me because as a networker, our greatest skill is our ability to listen to other people and to find out who has what talents and skills that we're looking for through searching, through listening, through being open to what someone else has to say, because we know that we can't reach our goal in our destination by ourselves. We know that all successful people have had help, that all successful people have worked within teams and within groups, that there's no man who's an island who's made it by him or herself. And so as networkers, you would think that we would be looking for other people to help us get where we're trying to go. You would think that. But what networkers think that means is just sponsoring a bunch of people and sitting back and doing nothing while those people do all the work for them. So, look, first and foremost, please understand that our goal in network marketing is to build an organization, that we do want to sponsor others who go out and sponsor others, and so on and so forth. But more important than that, we're a personal growth and self-improvement course with a compensation plan attached. You and I get paid to become better. See, if you want to sponsor 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, you got to be a pretty awesome person. Some of you are pretty awesome right now. Maybe you have a couple of flaws here and there. Maybe you just have to learn a couple of things and you're going to be well on your way. Others, it's going to take some more work. But don't be afraid of the work that is required, because what you're going to become as a result of putting that work in is going to be priceless. It is going to be worth it. So go ahead and put the work in, no matter how much it is, to become better, to be a better networker, to be someone who actually values relationships more than you did before. So that when you're meeting people and talking to people, you're not just seeing them as a number, but you see them as an actual human being. That's important, especially in today's digital era. With so many leads and so much access to so many people, some folks actually treat other people like numbers. Don't be that person. Don't be like that. Don't network like that, folks. Be a top networker, not a stupid networker. Check out Social Networking for money. Leave any comments and questions that you may have on the page. As always, I want to thank you for watching Top Networkers Group.